Mr. Truck here. Today we're reviewing the new, well, it's 2015, so it is new. It hasn't really changed a whole lot, but this is the Nissan Frontier. Great little truck. And I've got my two new reporters. My junior reporters. Kelsey's off today, so I've got grandson Cameron and granddaughter Alessandra. Alessandra, how much horsepower does this Frontier have?
261.
Good job. And how much torque?
281.
Oh, you're a great little reporter. Now we're going to do some driving and see what we think of this great truck. This is the Pro 4X. It's an off-road package. Different shocks, Bilsteins, and it's got a skid plate and some other things for hill descent, hill climb, and all those wonderful things we're going to try out next on MrTruck.com.
Alessandra, and I love this truck because it goes really fast and I can seatbelt in, and it's so great, and I like going in the mountains with it, and thank you.
I've always liked these trucks. Always thought they were solidly built. You know, the back seat, I'll show you me sitting in it. I think the back seat needs raised up a bit to get more thigh support. But it is, you know, what we used to call these mini trucks, now they're called mid-size. And they have grown quite a bit. This is a really nice truck for just running around in. And be fun for off-road. It really isn't going to change. The 15, the 14, they've been the same for a long time, actually. I'm close to a decade. And they're probably going to be that way a couple more years. So, you know, if you're interested in buying one of these, you're probably just going to want to pick up the best rebate, the best finance that they're going to have. Whether it's a 14 or a 15, it's really not going to matter. Which is how I look at it. It's a 5-speed automatic, which is how it's been for quite a while. You know, the new Canyon in Colorado from GM, and they come out with 6-speed. So, you know, I'm sure the next refresh on this will be a 6-speed. So, you're looking at a very dependable truck. It's got E-Locker, which I like. I'm really fond of it in all the trucks that have it, where you can just push a button and kick it in. I like to be able to control that. And it's got brake force distribution. General Motors talks about that too. And that means that it actually can tell when the weight's different. You know, if you put a payload in the back, generally you got bigger brakes up front, more brake force in the front as you nosedive down in a hard braking situation. But now they're learning that, you know, when you got a load in here, it brakes differently. It should brake differently, and that's what this truck does, this Frontier. When you're braking hard with a load in the back, even tongue weight on a trailer, it will just shift the braking ability to where it equalizes or even applies more pressure to the rear tire, which helps keep you level and actually helps stop a heavier load. Instead of always nosediving with a truck in a hard brake stand. But yeah, this is nice little interior. The leather, it's comfortable. Everything's tight. This is one that you have fun just, you know, doing like an autocross or just doing some tooling around on. It takes the corners well. We pulled some trailers so far. I mean, even though this has a 6,100 pound towing capacity, I haven't gotten that high with it yet. We've gone to about 2,800. I had this the trailer on the back, which is a dump trailer from Titan, and I've had two of these big square bales on it. So I was up to about 2,800 with bales and trailer. I was trying to stay under 3,000 where you legally have to have trailer brakes. I don't have a brake controller on this one, and I could use it on my bigger trailer that has the brake controller built into the trailer, but I'm not sure we're going to have time for this run to do all those things. So I'm trying to get more of a feel and of how this truck reacts. And I'm happy with it. It's a fun little truck. And it handles very precisely. You don't wear yourself out. It doesn't wander around. And, you know, it's the only problem it has is it's getting to be an old truck. It hasn't changed any. And in the competitive world we have, especially now the mid-size has gotten more people back in it, they really got to stay on top of that for sales. You've got to be you know, refreshing the truck a little more often, which is a problem that Toyota and Nissan have. So, here we are. It's a nice truck. And we're not done driving it. We're still going to go out and have some fun with it. Stay tuned. Okay, my junior reporters, and you are
5.
5 years old. And what's your name?
Alessandra.
Okay, and and you are Cameron?
And I'm 3.
You're 3. Well, great. Well, what do you guys think of this truck? Does it fit you pretty well?
Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome because it can drive really super uber fast.
Well, that's great. And then there's room in the back for, I guess, 3 seat belts. We had 2 child seats in the other day. Did you fit in the child seats back there pretty good?
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Well, let's go over some of the features of this. This actually has the 4-liter dual overhead cam V6. This is the same one they've had for a long time. It puts out 261 horsepower and 281 foot-pounds of torque, like you pointed out. Shift on a fly 4-wheel drive 2-speed transfer case. It's got electronic locking differential. This is the Pro 4X, so it's the off-road package. Skid plates, the Bilstein shocks, which are nice. That's like a Mercedes thing. I like those shocks. This one's set up nice. I've always liked these trucks. Your Uncle David, he had a hard body, which was before the Frontier, and that thing was bulletproof. It just lasted and lasted, and the sheet metal was thicker on it. You know, it actually did well in hailstorms. Yes, honey?
Is Daddy gone?
Yeah, we're going to go do pumpkins here in a minute.
I really like this blue because it does awesome things like Grandpa riding on mountains and going like boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
You have going fast.
Good. Are you taking notes on this truck?
Yeah.
'Cause someday you'll be able to drive this truck. Right now we're just trying to go over the features.
I'm trying to write notes.
Okay, well, good.
Super duper fast.
Okay, well, look, it's great. So super duper fast. This one,
It's a bad one.
oh, it's a great truck. It's got hill start, descent, and descent control. Okay, now let Grandpa. Okay, that's good, honey. That's good, sweetheart. Let Grandpa go over the rest of the features on this.
Really uber duper fast.
Super duper fast.
Uber duper super duper fast is not good for your.
This one here is a very well loaded one. Moonroof has everything. It's 36,205 is MSRP. But this is all set for off-roading. The hill start, the hill descent. It's got the big 16-inch off-road alloys, all-terrain tires.
Grandpa.
Yes.
The book says no talking.
Okay.
Can I open it?
Yeah, open up the moonroof if you want to. But it's not going to cause glare on the camera, though, honey, so we can't. Let's do that, and we'll do that a little bit later. Okay, guys, now let me talk for a little bit. Let me go over this. Okay, this one, we got all kinds of toys. I'm going to go over what's in the back, too. This has got, and Titan started this back in 2001. I was really glad to see it. The load management. You've got rails on the floor. You got rails on the side, rails on the front, and cleats. You can tie down your four-wheeler like we have in the back. You can tie down compressors. You can tie anything you want. Great cargo management on the floor, in the front, and the sides. I've always liked that about this. This, of course, has about everything on it. Loaded with the leather seats. It's a nice compact truck. Yes, honey. This one has the heated seats. This has just about everything. This is like the most loaded one. Backup camera, XM radio.
We're doing this the talking one.
Okay, we're doing the talking one. Okay, let me go over some of the things on towing. This one's actually set with this configuration: crew cab, 4-wheel drive, 5-foot bed.
Grandpa, last we're doing is the no talking one.
Okay, no talking.
And this is the word. Just say how do you partners? Say that right now.
How do partners? Grandpa, go over just a few things on this. The towing on this configuration is 6,100 pounds.
I'm your not talking guy.
Okay, Cameron. Can I talk about this a little bit now? The payload capacity is 1,050, which is respectable.
We can do is the talking one. After we're done talking, we can do is no talking one.
Okay, good. Well, one of the few faults I can find with this truck, of course, it is a mini truck, it is a midsize. You can't expect it to have giant doors on it. But it fits most people, and I can get grandkids in the back even of the king cab, the extended cab type truck. But, you know, this one is just a little small. But once I'm in, it's not so bad, except for the fact that my knees are this high in the air and there's nothing under my thighs. So, I don't know. I could drive back here for a certain amount of distances, but after a while, my knees would hurt. And that's kind of how the back seat is, and it's made. It really isn't made for adults. It's really made for your children to ride back there. That's the lifestyle this truck is kind of built around, is young families and the people who want to go play in the off-road. And you know, because the fuel mileage is not a whole lot different than what it is with full-size trucks. So there's no bragging rights there. I think it's 21 on the highway. Mileage is about what a full-size truck is. I think it's 15 in the city and 21 on the highway, for an average of 17. So it's not, you know, outstanding fuel mileage. And hopefully new generations will improve on that, because that's, you know, going to be an important part, especially when you get a smaller truck. I mean, maneuverability is great, fits in parking lots, easy to go to the mall in, but this size truck should also get better fuel mileage than a full-size truck.
In this mid-size class, the Frontier, we actually loaded a 300 Kawasaki brute force. This is not the full-size ATV, and it fit in there well. We had to use the fold down the tailgate to get it in there, and it had about an inch on each side with the fenders. So a full-size would barely fit in there, of course, with the tailgate down. But even the 5-foot bed, there's a lot you can do with it. You can pull, you know, trailers, lifestyle trailers with watercraft, boats, and four-wheelers, and, you know, a small horse trailer, 2-horse trailer. So it is a very usable vehicle, and it's, you know, it fits the size that it's intended to. We hauled this 4-wheeler all over the place, and it, you know, I wasn't worried about it coming out of there.